Today's assembly card video is for the Owl and Jack-o'-lantern box card. So this box card is a very simple and easy box card, and this is the box card that I started using inks with. This particular card I finished first, and then I got the inks. The reason I got the inks is because this has got like 3 different layers of orange, and my life partner said you need to get some contrast in there because you can't really see where one ends and then another begins, because look at all the different, I don't know if you can see that. You'll see it when I start making it, but there's really not any contrast between the many layers. And so, see, like when I put my nail up against it, you'll see that that's where the orange is. You'll see when I start putting it together, but so I tried putting a little bit of ink on this one and on the edges of each of the layers. I'm not really sure. I'm not seeing it that well on here. There it is. Yeah, you can kind of see it in here, but I did my best. This is the first thing I inked. I really not that great at inking, but I gave it the old college try on this one, and I made some more. I already did all the inking on this card. On the other ones, the one I'm going to be making, I've already done all the inking. But anyway, so this card is from SVG Cuts. It's in the Halloween box cards, and it's Owl and Jack-o'-lantern box card. The graphics are from Design Bundles, and I used a very, I think it was like a elegant design, and then there's like an owl in the back, and then on the button I used just a jack-o'-lantern. And there are 5 different buttons because I made 5 of these, and so it's a really simple box card. And so you can see, I don't know if you can see that in here, you can see that these are raised a little. So anyway, this is a easy card, and I'm going to get started making it right now. Okay, so here are a few of the tools that I'm probably going to use. I know I definitely will need this. This is brand new. This is a silicone mat for inking, but I'm not going to be inking. This is just to keep the glue from getting on my mat, and also it'll help me to know that I'm on camera. So the bottom is right here. I guess you can't really see it. So right here is the bottom. So it's about 2 inches up. And then the top, you already saw the top up here. So just move this. And then I know I will probably need these tweezers, and these are my tips for my glue. And here's my glue. And I'm using a new thing. I learned from the button debacle from the last video. Instead of punching holes, and I've already punched holes in the back for this card, instead of punching holes and putting the buttons in, I bought these 3D Zots. And you know, like those when you get a credit card or debit card or whatever in the mail, your ID, driver's license, and it comes like stuck to the letter, and then you have to peel it off, and then there's like that sticky stuff that's left on the paper. Well, this is like that, except it's a lot thicker, and you can stick the buttons to it, and then if whoever gets a card, they don't want to keep that on there. Obviously, they're not going to want to keep it on there, so they can take it off very easily. And it won't damage the paper, hopefully. And this is what I used for the inking. As you can see, there's a little green on here because I used this on, I did all of the cards except for one. so that I could save that one for the assembly videos. But I mostly used this one, and then I used this one to rub out the rest of the ink, or blend out the rest of the ink. Now I cleaned these. I don't know what that is. I made sure that these were absolutely 100% clean. It might be, I might have gotten some glue on it or something. I don't know. I'll have to clean that later. But I don't need these right now anyway, so, because I'm not going to be inking. Then the last thing I'll need is my tape for my envelope, which I messed up the last time. So this time when I made these, I folded all of the envelopes I pre-folded them, and I left the one for the card that I'm going to assemble. I left this one not folded down, but I glued all the rest of them except for one I'll glue on camera. But I made sure that they are glued so that are folded so that I know exactly what side is the bottom and what's the top. The last time I used this for the holes for the buttons, but I'm not going to do that anymore, so I don't need that. This is all I need. So I'm going to set these off to the side. Oops. And the only problem that I have with this mat, the silicone mat, is that it when you have paper on it, it's like really it's hard to, you know, like slide things off, because it's like a matte finish on this side, and this side is glossy. And why is there hair on this thing? Anyway. So here's the paper that I will use, and here's the button that I'm going to put on this one. So I've already inked all of my paper, and I did it, I didn't want to make it crazy, so I just did what I needed to do. And here's my chipboard for this piece, and this goes behind this layer. So let me pull everything out, and then I'll have everything organized for the pieces that I'm gluing together for right now. Okay, so these are the stacks, and this I do need for the owl. So I'm going to put these off a little more to the side. And I'm going to put the pumpkin pieces together first. See what I mean? I can't slide this star off. I just need to set it aside. There we go. And this pumpkin is part of the box, so that's why I put those together. So first thing, I just want to make sure that my inking is the right way. And then I just basically have to center these. Oh, I guess my glue tip would help. And yes, I will make a lot of mistakes, and you know, mistakes are a huge part of learning and a huge part of life. And if you don't make mistakes, you're not going to learn how to not make the mistake again, even though I probably will make the same mistake about 50 million times. But I'm trying. That's all I can do. It's all you can ask anyone to do, is to just try. And if anything, the mistakes are good for comedy. I think that's, you know, that's the only way I can make it spin it so that it's not so bad, not so embarrassing. because it is embarrassing, but you know, that's life, right? And I do have my ceiling fan. I mean, well, yeah, I have my ceiling fan on, but that's not making noise. It's the regular fan, and I don't have any music to add to the video. I don't know. I mean, I know where I can find the music, but I'm not very good at this. So that's good. I'm going to put the back on this. Oop. See, that mistake went onto the mat, on the silicone mat, so it didn't get on the paper. Thank goodness. I already pre-folded everything. Basically, I had to do that with this one because I couldn't put it in the envelope unless this box piece was folded. Just these two things though. Then I'll put these side pieces on. Oops. I'm not really sure who's sticking around this long. I know that my views don't get a lot, or my videos don't get a lot of views. I might have someone watching for 5 minutes and then they turn it off. So I may just be talking to myself right now, but that's okay. I want to make this video because I like doing it. So if you're still watching, please let me know. And if you're still watching to the end, let me know. I like this. I like the vintage patterns to these. And this one has owls. And see, this is where I had the Cricut cut out the holes for the button. I don't know if you can see that. There's a hole right here and a hole right here. And I did that for the buttons, but I think these are so much better of an option because it'll be easier to remove the buttons, and I'm going to replace those for all of the other cards that I made, which was only three designs, so that won't be difficult. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this on here. I want to make sure that it's on straight, so I'm just going to lift that up a little. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Let me see if I can just go ahead and do both. Okay. Now I can see on this side that it's a little crooked. There you go. The important thing is that they fold flat on both sides. And that it stands up on its own. So that I'll put to the side because that part is done. Oh shoot, I should have put this on first before I did that. This is going to go on the inside here. So I'm just going to put the glue in a very thin layer around the edge. I knew I was going to forget something. So I just have to put that on there and make sure that I get along the edge. That's fine. I don't know why they designed it like that, but it's actually, that's not good. It doesn't look good. I'm gonna have to cut another piece, but I'm just gonna cut it so that it fits inside here. And I'm gonna have to go into Cricut Design Space and just crop this piece to fit inside here. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. Okay, so I don't know what happened with this piece. I didn't notice that it had this, if that was on there before, but there's I think that there's some glue got on there, but because it's not good. So I cut up a new piece and I'm just gonna stick that in there. And when I cut my paper, I put everything to the side so it can't get dirty, and I don't know why that is like that unless it got glue on it at some point while I was working. I don't know, but so it looks good now. But it didn't look good for me, and it was not acceptable to me, so I had to change that. Excuse me. I tried to say excuse me before. Okay, so that goes off to the side, and now we're working. Oh wait, actually, I have these two pieces of stars that will go on here first, and this piece goes right here. The smaller one. And this piece goes, let me look at the other card. Okay, that one goes right here. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the glue right there, and it's just gonna sit right here. All right, that piece is finished for now. And I have the button that goes right there with it. So the next piece is the owl. And as I'm moving everything around, I want to make sure that all the pieces are still here. And I had all of the pieces together, and now I'm only seeing one eye, and I had them here. There's a star, And here's the one eye, and here's this piece, and here's a foot. Let me look over here, I don't see it. Let me look behind here, because maybe they're sticking with static, I don't know. But I had both eyes here. It's not in the envelope. So I think I might have to pause again so I can cut another eye. I swear I had it here. It was in here with everything. Okay, well, pause again. Okay, got my other eye. I had everything. I had everything ready to go, and I don't know what happened to that one piece, but you know, these things happen, so I'm just not going to stress over it. So this is going to go back here like this. This is my chipboard to keep it stable. I'm just going to center it like I did that back piece. Normally when I put the chipboard on, I just do like across the bottom, but because this has such a thin or such a long piece going up, I feel like it needs to be stabilized all the way up. So that is going to be set to the side, and I'm going to use this for the owl piece, if I can pick it up, because this has all of these feather pieces that have to be flicked up. So I'm going to use that for this. And this won't take me that long, so I probably should have done that first, but I wanted to show how how I do this. It's almost done. It's just a matter of putting the spatula underneath all of these little circles and then just going like that and folding it up. So that provides some dimension. And then this just goes on here like this, centered as much as possible. But what I'm not going to glue is the arms. I'm going to keep the arms so that they can be free. So I'm just going to put glue here and then around here. It's very simple. And we're just going to press it up against the edges to make sure that everything is centered. Okay, that's on. So when that's on, I can go like this just to bend the arms a little so that they can, be up. So now I'm going to put this piece on, and this goes this way on the top. Just use the glue sparingly, but enough that it'll go on. Oops. That goes right on the top. And then this one, I've already put the inking on, and I just put a little bit of inking on the tip of the nose, and I put the ink around the edges of the of this piece. I did that for two reasons. One, because it's better to put the ink on before you glue it on, but also because I didn't want to have to glue that nose piece down while on the video. I like to pre-glue some things so that the video is not that long, and also because I don't want to lose that piece like I did with the eye. So now these colors are a little, the ink on here is a little darker than this because I didn't ink this one. So I might have to get my inks out just to go over that. And this is not that hard. And this is the ink that I bought from Amazon. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. But it's got these little tiny ink pads. Oops. And it's got 20 different colors. I'm just going to go over the top of this very gently. I don't want to go crazy. That should be enough. And then I want to go over it like this with the bigger piece. That blends it in better. I don't know if you can see what I did. Can't really see it that well, but and then these, I guess I didn't do the feet. Yeah, their feet are not done, so I'll just put a little bit of ink on the feet. Okay, the last thing I need is the eyes, but actually I have this star, which is going to go right here. And it's just going to go on the edge. So I got my eyes, which I'm going to need the tweezers for. And let's see. This is the direction the eyes are going to be. So it's going to go on like this. So I'm just going to put a little dot on here. And this one is goes here, little dot. That's it. So I just fold the side pieces, put glue on it, and insert it into the box. And then this card is done. This was a very fast card, but I have to make it so that these are in the middle. So about right here. Can fold that down and move this up. Move that down a little. Just press down on it, and it's done. This card is finished. So now the last thing is the Zot. So in the SVG Cuts videos, when Mary puts the Zots on, she like peels it off with her finger and puts it on the piece very easily with no effort. Yeah, that doesn't work with me for some reason. So I just have to press it down a little and just go like that and hope that it doesn't rip off the paper. And it has done that. So that's that. And oops, I slammed my fist or my hand on the desk and it vibrates everything. So that's this card, and see how this isn't coming off. It's not coming off. It's not going anywhere until someone's ready to peel it off, and they can pull this off, and then they can just peel off the Zot, and it's their button to put on their backpack or whatever. And the final thing is just gluing this on and putting the sticky tape on here. This is very simple, and this is probably the fastest card, except for the fact that I had to cut new pieces. That's probably what took me the longest, really. And there's a little bit of ink on here, so I will probably most likely have to cut a new envelope for that, because I can't sell this. So I'm not going to put the double stick tape on it. Instead, I'm going to put the double stick tape on the other one. This one is the one that I just did the layers. I put everything together. I just didn't put it together. So I'll put the tape on this one. I like to, I make 5 of the cards, so what I like to do is assemble 3 of them completely, and then so that I have at least one to show fully assembled. Then I have one that all of the layers are glued together, but the card is not finished, so that I can have the layers sitting on my desk so I can see where everything goes without having to look at the screen. And then have one that's not assembled at all for the video. Oh, I was gonna say there's probably ink from here, but it's seems to be gone, and there's nothing on the envelope. So that's it. That's the that's the video. And this will go in here, and like this, and that's this card, the Owl and Jack-o'-lantern card. It's a very simple card to make, and the thing that took me the most time was the inking and cutting all the pieces, and that was pretty much it. And I like the designs that I picked for the back. I love the owls. They go perfectly because there's an owl on here. So anyway, that's that, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you've reached this far in the video. Okay, see you later. Bye.